Meme review! Nah, I'm just kidding. What's going on, guys? Golden Gamer here, and I've literally just edited another video, and it's still editing now, and I'm planning to record this one, and my mic decided to die on me, so I'm probably going to have to raise the quality up and try my best. But anywho, I'm just trying to do something a little bit different. I'm trying to do something a bit more connecting to you guys in some way, because a lot of people don't actually really know me and what I'm like, or what's my favourite things, or what my personal favourites is or something, or anything like that. But for me, I was thinking about this a couple nights ago, and I thought I should do it. I should do some kind of podcast that I just talk to you guys for 20 or 30 minutes, or probably chuck something in that might make me upset on what does that. And that's what we're doing. We're picking my 5 saddest endings in TV shows. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, but Daniel, that's the worst way to start it. Let me explain. I've literally can see my phone right now which one I chose, because I really thought about this. All of these have a place in my heart, and I'll explain why one is a certain one, or why it's like that. I will probably also put the video in the actual screen so you can watch it, and I will also put a link in the description for the actual video so you can actually watch it yourself and see if you agree with me. Anyway, the first one is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now you're probably wondering yourself, Daniel, what is French Prince of Bel-Air? Well, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is basically a 1980s, 1990s comedy show with Will Smith. He basically got brought up in a house, and then he had to move with his auntie and uncle who live in Bel-Air, and he becomes a prince. Think of the name. So, basically what happens at the very end is that he has to leave the house that he grew up in. In his whole childhood, he had to leave this massive mansion. And there is a bit of a funny side to it, because one of the people come down saying, "Oh, you guys all left without me." So there is a bit of a funny side, but it is quite a sad, emotional way of ending an actual way of ending something. And the reason why I think it's 5 on this list, because it holds a good 5. It's not the sad that wants to bring you to tears. It's that type of sad that just makes you feel a bit low down, or makes you feel like, I don't know, an empty box of chocolates, which I literally just had about 20-30 minutes ago. That's how I describe this situation. Anyway, I'll probably play it now, but if not, then I'll just put it in the description. Enjoy.
Bye-bye, Nick. Hey, you remember what I told you, all right?
Never give Dad any bad news when he's hungry.
No, man. I said, always be good to your mom and dad. And that other thing.
Remember, if you decide to drop out of school, I have a job waiting for you, and I'll make it worth your while.
Hillary, Will's going to finish school.
Oh, I know. I'll save the desk for you just in case. I love you, Will.
Love you too. I'll be acting all wild in New York.
Jeffrey, can you help me with my bag? Just kidding.
It would be my pleasure. Goodbye, Master William. Hey, what's that, G? Goodbye. Will? Goodbye, G. So,
When is Jazz coming by to help you move?
he's coming as soon as you leave.
Good idea. But when he comes by, wish him all the best for me.
Well, Sundays.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Where's everybody?
I am definitely gonna miss you, see.
Okay, so I don't know if you've probably watched it, but anywho, that's the first one. Now, number 4 again has a quite. All these have a very special place in my heart, but 3, 2, and 1 was quite a hard one to decide. But anyway, number 4 is the good old, the good old show that makes you want to become friends with everyone. That's right, it's Friends. I know, great joke. The reason, and if you don't know what Friends is, I highly recommend you watch it. It's probably one of the greatest comedic shows, and it has people like Jennifer Anderson in, and loads of others. But basically, in number 4, what they do is there's a few endings, but the main one is when they all live in this apartment for the longest time, and they all get rid of it, and it's a very sad time because they've had this apartment since season 1, and I think Friends was running and the show was actually on for like a good 10 years, and it obviously, I think for like my mum as well, because my mum watched it since the very beginning, it took a toll quite on her because especially for a certain thing to end, and they don't do it anymore. The only thing they do is re-show the older episodes because they were so funny, and they're still so popular with everyone else. And again, I don't know if this. Also, another disclaimer is that I don't know if I actually said this at the beginning. I can't remember, but I'm saying it anyway. The mic quality has gone down dramatically, so I will probably have to raise this up. So if I do blast your ears, I am sorry, but the videos of me or with the actual videos of the video I'm actually going to show you might be quite good quality. I can't remember because I was looking around trying to find some. There will be one that will be very good quality, and that is number 3. Anyway, I'll let you go look at number 4 right now, and obviously again see if you cry or not.
Okay, please be careful with that. It was my grandmother's. Be careful. Thank you. If that falls off the truck, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Wow.
I know. Seems smaller somehow.
Has it always been purple? Look around, you guys. This was your first home. And it was a happy place, filled with love and laughter. But more important, because of rent control, it was a friggin' steal.
Hey, do you realize that at one time or another, we all lived in this apartment? Oh, yeah, that's true.
I haven't.
I know. What about that summer during college that you lived with Grandma and you tried to make it as a dancer?
Do you realize we almost made it 10 years without that coming up?
Oh, honey, I forgot. I promised Trigger that we'd leave our keys.
Oh, okay.
So I guess this is it.
Yeah. I guess so.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
Oh, it's gonna be okay. Okay.
Well, do you guys have to go to the new house right away, or do you have some time? We got some time. Okay, should we get some coffee?
Sure. Where?
And if you haven't cried, then you probably will with number 3. Because number 3 is Blackadder Goes Forth. Again, if you're wondering what Blackadder is, I highly, highly recommend. Because it has probably one of the best comedians in the world, Rowan Atkinson. It's a basically, if you don't know what Blackadder is, it's a British sitcom. And if you don't know what a sitcom is, it's basically a small little series with all the same actors, but they do different things. Blackadder basically goes through the history, and it does loads of different things like Henry VIII, World War II, Tudor times, Victorian times, all that lot. But when I'm talking about Blackadder Goes Forth, it's, I believe, the very last in the actual series, and it ends with quite a sad tone, because this one is in World War One, and the very ending is them all running over the top into no man's land. Then like poppies come out and and it's a very quiet ending. When I watch this personally, because I started watching Blackadder not too long ago because my mum showed me about it, it's like she's like, hey Daniel, you should watch Blackadder because Blackadder is very good, and it's quite upsetting, but it's also really funny. I cried at the end. It brought a tear down my eye because if you don't know very well, I am a massive war person. If you know me very well, I am a humongous war person. I could talk about history for hours and hours on end. And to watch Blackadder and the funniness and the sadness, it's always funny, but to end on a really sad tone is quite shocking, and it's quite nerve-wracking to see all these soldiers go out into no man's land, go out and basically die, and it is quite a shocking thing. And obviously there's been loads of family members that have had to go through it, of course mine included. My mum's grandmas and whatnot would have had to gone into war and would have had to obviously defend, and I don't even know if they survived or not, I really don't know. But my granddad was in World War II. He never went into war, he was just a chef, but yeah, he helped and he did all that because he also became a nurse, and then that's how he got loads of like medical stuff, because he was a really good. He was actually a teacher for people, and he was actually pretty good at it. And I'm trying to look at the actual mic counter, and it's seeming not to work well. But again, I'm gonna try and fix it anyway. You go watch number 3. This one's quite a sad one. I will probably skip all the credit scene, but yeah. Anyway, go watch number 3.
How are you feeling, darling?
Not all that good, Blackadder. Rather hoped I'd get through the whole show. Go back to work at Pratt & Sons. Keep wicket for the Croydon gentleman. Married Doris. Made a note in my diary on the way here. Simply says, bugger.
Well, quite.
Come on, let's move.
Fix bayonets!
Don't forget your stick, Lieutenant.
Rather, sir. Wouldn't want to face a machine gun without this.
Listen, our guns have stopped.
You don't think...
Maybe the war's over. Maybe it's peace.
Oh, hurrah! The big knobs have got round the table and yanked the iron out of the fire.
Thank God. We lived through it. The Great War, 1914 to 1917.
Hip, hip, hooray!
I'm afraid not. The guns have stopped because we're about to attack. Not even our generals are mad enough to shell their own men. They think it's far more sporting to let the Germans do it.
So we are, in fact, going over. This is, as they say, it.
I'm afraid so. Unless I can think of something very quickly.
Company, 1 pace forward.
Oh, there's a nasty splinter on that ladder, sir. A bloke could hurt himself on that.
Stand ready.
I have a plan, sir.
Really, Baldrick? A cunning and subtle one?
Yes, sir.
As cunning as a fox who's just been appointed Professor of Cunning at Oxford University?
Yes, sir.
On the signal, company will advance.
Well, I'm afraid it'll have to wait. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was better than my plan to get out of this by pretending to be mad. I mean, who would have noticed another madman around here? Good luck, everyone.
Now we come to number 2. These ones was quite a tough one. I was thinking of playing them the other way around, But there was a very main reason why I put number 1 as number 1 and number 2 as number 2. But with number 2, it's actually quite a brand new one, the Grand Tour. Now, you might say, oh, but Daniel, Grand Tour isn't a TV series. Well, it is. It's still a show. It's obviously not on TV, but it's on like Amazon Prime and whatnot. And I've watched it all through the beginning. And when I watched the last one, and when they said that they've stopped practically, and they're ending Grand Tour, and I know you're probably thinking, well, but Daniel, they can't stop. Well, let me explain. They didn't stop. They stopped making the shows how they used to, like in like a room with loads of people talking about cars and doing that. They actually said they're completely stopping the tent and the stage and the audience and whatnot, but they're going to do loads more specials and they're going to make it really bigger. That's why if you watch the Grand Tour series that I do, you will definitely see the ending very soon. But obviously right now you'll see it anyway. So whoever watches this, you're lucky. You're kind of lucky. I don't know why I said that again, but yeah. But Grand Tour for me, I actually teared up because, especially for number 1. But if you are clean-eyed, you might know what it is. But for Jeremy Clarkson, Richard, and May to be working for over 18 years. They've worked together longer than I've been born. And for my granddad was a massive car person, so when he died, I kind of just took the trend. And I'm like, hey, I love cars now. And I just started watching all these shows, and obviously then the trio came along, and then I started watching them, and I fell in love with them. Anyway, I'm going to let you watch number 2, and then I'll tell you what number 1 is. And obviously, if you're keen-eyed, you'll probably know what it is.
Yeah. It's very sad. It is, it's very sad, and it's not the only British motoring institution that's coming to an end. We are... This is not just the last in the series. I mean, sorry, it's the show as you know it is actually ending with, you know, the track, audience, us three, and really badly fitting jackets every week. This is the last one.
It is. It is. And it's sad, but we have been doing it together for 17 years.
16.
OK, you were late.
Sorry.
But nevertheless, we do feel the time has come to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem for us is we can't make an announcement as momentous as that and then just walk out of the tent, can we?
No, we can't. So we've actually put together a montage of some of the things we've done, not just at Amazon, but also with our previous employers at the BBC. Here it is.
Anyway, for number 1, if you are keen-eyed, you might realise what it is. It's Top Gear. Top Gear, for me, holds a very special place in my heart because my granddad watched Top Gear since before he died, because the trio, like I said, were working for over 18 years, which is a long time to do on a show. And if you're wondering how it all happened, basically Jeremy got fired because of something so small, and he basically got fired because of assault, just because he didn't have warm food. And he got numerous requests, numerous charges for like the Patagonia special, all them lot, and BBC constantly have to say to them, sorry, sorry, sorry. But then again, with Jeremy's comedic side and all that lot, it makes the show quite a big hit. And for BBC as well, BBC was the Top Gear was the second biggest show in BBC, and it was a real money maker. And then obviously the second Jeremy left, Richard and James even went up to camera and said, we are not doing it without him, because he's the one that makes the show such a big hit. We do hate him, but we love him as well. We're all like brothers. He literally said that I probably won't be able to find it, but yeah. But the way they ended it was quite sad. They basically ended it with with no music in the background. If you know as well, the music that I do for my shift gears, which is also should be coming out on Sunday, which will be tomorrow when I'm recording this, which is the very early hours of Saturday. That music is the music for Top Gear. But obviously I've just taken it to use it for Shift Gear. And for the trio to end with no music and the way they ended, without explaining it, was quite a hard time for, well, me and for every other car guy in the future. Anyway, so that's number 1. Again, hope you enjoyed, and I will play it right now. And yeah, enjoy the last one.
What? Actually, that sounded like one of your more successful after-dinner speeches.
Do you know it was? Nobody even threw crockery for another minute. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed those films, and all that remains now is for us to say thank you for watching.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching, and, well, goodbye.
Goodbye.